Hello guys, well welcome back to another video. Today we are going to continue working on the interior, and this is probably going to be the biggest interior mod we've done yet in this channel. Today we are going to be installing new racing seats. They're not going to be extreme, but they're going to look clean and they're going to make the interior look a lot better. Now, I am happy to announce that they are one of our new sponsors. So they sponsor me, they've trusted me to showcase what these products look like, how they feel, and all that. By no means I'm gonna getting paid or nothing like that to say it either way. I'm just gonna be honest. And of course, thank you to every single one of y'all who has subscribed, who has liked, who has viewed, because without y'all, this wouldn't be possible. So special thanks to Braum and special thanks to you, the viewer, for helping this channel out and for helping me out. And if you haven't liked or subscribed, go ahead and do so. Go ahead and look at the other videos I have. I'm trying to create more and more content with the end goal of helping you decide if you want them or not, and to show you how easy or hard it is to install things like these. So without further ado, the seats can be unboxed in the unboxing table because they're huge. So we're going to go ahead and go to my living room, and we're going to go ahead and do a little unboxing, and then we'll go from there. Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and start with the mounting brackets. Here's our sponsorship packet, I believe. And then right here, you are going to find your hardware to install and some additional hardware we would need. Now, this is unboxed already prior because I already unboxed the first seat. And of course, I went and installed and made sure everything was fitting perfectly. Now, it's not in the car, but it's already armed and ready to go ahead and install. But this one, I'm going to show you how to do. So let's go ahead and get these away from here. And I'm going to go through the hardware that I purchased as well. So here's going to be how the brackets look. They're going to come in separate in a box, and they are going to be shipped differently. And you're just going to find everything. Now, you do have to purchase this on top of the seats. Don't think because you purchase the seats you get that. And you also have to purchase the mounting hardware. Pretty much all you're buying is the seats. Everything else you need to buy. But they do help you out and hook you up with some Planting Seats Technology branded brackets. So there you go. That's going to be the brackets. Now, like I said, this is going to be just hardware. I bought the additional hardware kit and some spacers to make the seats go up, because everyone that buys these seats say they go a little bit too low, which I agree, because look how thin this is compared to the mechanisms and everything that the stock seat has. So this is what's in here. Nothing too special, nothing to take time of. I'm gonna go ahead and unbox the sponsorship bag for you to give a special thanks, and of course to see what I got for free. And all right guys, well, this is the first completely free products of the channel. This, I believe, is for the seat belts, which we are going to stay with the stock seat belts. So this is perfect. And we have a decal of Braum. So these are really awesome. I'm really glad to have these, and again, special thanks to them, special thanks to you. And like I said, this is the first completely free products that I get from any company, so I'm really grateful. Thank you, Braum. Now let's go ahead and go with the seats. So all right, let's go ahead and unbox it. Alright, so you get a little cardboard to secure it, and you get the seats. So this one's pretty straightforward. Actually, there's nothing gonna be. Let me see if I can just rip it off. Here we got the seat. Looks like more hardware mounting, maybe for the brackets or for the sliders. And then your sliders are going to be found in the bottom. You're going to think that this is the end of the box, but if you see right here, behind this cardboard, there's going to be all the sliders and everything, but it looks like it's the end of the box. So don't freak out. Get this cardboard out, and that's when you're going to expose your sliders and your handle. So that's all it comes included in this box. The reason I turned it up this way is because it's honestly hard, or you struggle a little bit to take it off. And since we're recording, it's just simple to just cut it off like that. It's probably not the most professional way to do it, but it's there, and that's gonna be the unboxing. I'm gonna show you the seat now, and then we'll be ready to install the brackets. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and try not to rip this paper too much because I might need it. So let's just go ahead and get it from here. Right, well, this is the design that I went by. White right here, white stitching. You get white right here to complement the car really good. I fell in love with these seats. They're not as heavy. This is plastic, everything else is leather. And you got carbon fiber pattern right here. And this is Braum right here. And also on these, they say Braum. I think on both sides, actually, they're gonna say Braum. And what I like about this is that, again, their weight reduction in a point. And then the carbon fiber is gonna complement everything in the car. And let's not talk about the black and white with the theme of Stormtrooper. So if this seat don't tell you Stormtrooper, then I'm sorry, but for me, I fell in love with these seats as soon as I seen them, and I figured I have to have them, and that's how we ended up in this video. So now we're gonna go ahead and teach you how to set up the sliders and how to adjust it to the bracket, and that way we're ready to install. All right, so first we're gonna take all these 4 bolts that come in with it. It's a T40, so just take them out and be careful with the washers because they do have washers in between. I'm gonna show you how to install the spacers. We'll just take all these 4 out and I'll be right back. All right, guys, so this is the bolts I took off, and this is the one included with the spacers, the spacer kit. So opening up the extra bags, I bought the 1 inch, which is these, but they also gave me these for free, it looks like, because I didn't purchase them. So now I have more room to play with. So if this is too tall, I'm glad and happy that they gave me these, because if they're too tall, I could go lower. I don't think that's going to be the case, but they're actually good to have just in case. So you're going to take the bolts that come with it, and you're going to replace them for the longer ones for the 1 inch. Now, you're going to get the long one, right? So you're going to put the washer, the spacer, the bracket's going to be right here, and then you're going to insert this one, okay? All right, now for the bracket or the sliders, you're going to find one with these 2 long ones and 3 short ones. The short ones are going to go towards the front. These are going to go towards the rear. And this is if you want the handle to go, if you want to pull it up, this is how you can install it. If you want to put it down, then it would be the opposite. I want mine to pull up. What I mean is the handle to pull up and slide, how really any car would be. So these will go towards the front. Now we're going to go ahead and press this button right here, which is going to activate our mechanism. Right here. You see it? And then you're going to push. Whenever you push, you give yourself some room for these. So you push as much as you need. You see, and now we have enough room. Now, the long bolt is going to go through here. Then you're going to have your spacer, and then your washer, and then this goes inside from the hose of the mounting, or the mounting hose, which is where you got the stock ones out of there. So in this case, we said we want the long hose to be on the back, on the rear, which is right here. And then we want this to be pointing towards the inside, because this is where your handle's gonna go. So you're gonna have to just torque it in there or I'm just gonna use a ratchet for now. This is it. Now you are gonna have to play with what hose you want to use. So that's something that I'm about to do. Find out what hose I used on the other one, and then I'll come back with that information. All right, so one side is down. I just need to tighten it good. I just hand tighten them, which is recommended. That way you have a little bit of play. So I ended up using, for the long ones, the bottom one. I don't know if you can see them good. Right here, I use this one. And then for this one, I ended up using the last one, which, let me check because, okay. So going this way is gonna be the last one right here, this one. Now, just keep in mind that these seats are universal. The brackets is what makes it unique to your car. So if you're watching this video and let's say you don't want it for your Camaro, but you want it for your Mustang, same installation, but you'll have different brackets. And again, you would use different hose depending. Now on the seats, all these should be the same. So for the seats, the bottom and the bottom one here and the bottom one as well over here. So now we're gonna go ahead and do that. So again, we want to press down to get the mechanism out. All right, so finally got it through. So you're gonna have the last one, and then you're gonna have the spacer, and then the washer. You see that? Now, this one is the one with the 3 little holes, so it goes on the bottom. Right, so with a little bit of play, now we can move it from here, move it out. That way everything fits. And then slowly move it to the hole. And there you go. Right, so now we can tie down this one. Good. Don't overdo it, but still get it where it won't move anywhere. And now for this one, same thing. All right, now we want to put these in the middle. And just make sure there's enough teeth on the same sides. So here's one, and here's one. So now we have to put the handle, and the slider should be ready to go. And all right, now what we have left is to go ahead and put our handle. So it's gonna, if you see, it's like it curves up and then it curves a little bit down. That's what you want to go up. So it's gonna look like it's curving down from the bottom, but it's actually gonna give you enough space. So we're gonna put it here, and it's gonna curve a little bit up and then this way. So how we're gonna do that? There's gonna be little holes right here that you just align with this mechanism. Now this one, you're gonna have to push hard and make sure those align as well. Just be careful with your fingers. And there you go. That's the mechanism right there. If you want to try, push them up. You see, they go down, they go up. So everything's working with this mechanism. And there you go. So that's how you install the handle, the spacers, and the sliders. Now we're gonna go ahead and get our bracket to install it to our car. So the next thing is gonna be the bracket. So this is the bracket. It's gonna say passenger right here because this is the passenger. How you know it's the passenger? It's because the seatbelt brackets right here, or the buckle, this is where you install it. It's gonna be the opposite from where you adjust the angle of the seat. So how to explain it is going to be this way. You want this to be facing the door, and you want this facing the console. So that's how you're going to determine which seat is which. So it's going to be opposite. Right here, since this is the passenger, this is going to be facing towards the door. This is going to be facing towards the console. All right. So now our installation, we're going to use all the middle holes on all the brackets. So the middle right here, middle right here, middle, middle. And now we're going to move these up and we're going to bracket into these. How I like to do it, I'm going to put them all the way up. That way I make sure they're all even. And then I'm going to put my screws into that. So we already have our mechanism. That's all the way out. And that's all the way out. If you want to count the teeth, you can double check. And there we're going to go ahead and install our bracket. And mount the bottom first because there's only one hole on each one on the front. And there's 3 on the back. So that pretty much translates to go ahead and bolt the front. And then we see what holes align to the top. So just keep in mind again where the seatbelt bracket is going to be. So through the inside, we're going to use this hole right here. I'm not sure if you can see, but I have the screw coming out through this side. It's going to look like this. It comes with a little bag, Ziploc bag. This is going to go through the inside. Then you're going to have the bracket in the middle, then the washer, and then your locking nut. So with that in mind, we're going to go ahead and put our bracket, like I said, in the middle. Alright, so I decided to just flip it out upside down. So now we're going to install our bracket this side like this. The hook's up. So the middle there. Just use the little bolt as a little holder. Just be careful. You're gonna have this one as well. Alright, now transferring to the bottom, you want to make sure you have the exact same teeth pulling out again. So we're gonna go ahead and put this and it looks like it's gonna be the last hole again. So the bottom one, the one facing the rear, you're gonna use the last hole on the sliders, I'm sorry. Alright guys, so that's gonna be the bracket. I just have to tighten up things up. Now remember, we used all the middle ones for this installation. By middle I mean these. And then on the top, there's only one hole on the sliders. So we use those 1 holes on there on the top. Then on the bottom, we used the very last hole. And that made everything fit perfectly. Remember to count the teeth. Make sure everything's leveled because you don't want it to be slanted. You want that to be evenly. That way the teeth grab in the same direction and in the same length. So now we just have to tighten everything up. And then I'll show you the very last process. And I mean, that's just really making sure everything works. And if everything works, we're ready to install. So I'm gonna go ahead and start tying things up, okay? All right guys, well everything is tightened down. Everything looks sturdy. No moving parts up or down. Spacers are good. Now test the mechanism. Everything works. Again, the way I set up my sliders, you pull up. So just keep that in mind because you are going to be working kind of backwards. So just keep that in mind and everything's going to be ready to go. The mechanism is now tested. Now the only thing we have to do is install. But of course, I'm going to go through some of the hardware that we are going to be using in order to make these fit in the Camaro. All right, so now in a better close-up, this is what we ended up doing. This is how it should look. These should align with those. And everything's sturdy. You see no movement. This mechanism aligns to these, and then your bracket, and everything is ready to go. All right, guys, well, these are the bolts. It's about $15 worth of bolts. This is for the seatbelt. I got a pair of these. This is for the seatbelt because the stock one does not come with none of these. It's just going to be a bolt. And how are you going to tighten it for the other side? You need one of these. Now, these bolts are going to be replacing the stock ones for the seats. In reality, I just need these two. I got those just in case to not make another trip. But in theory, you only need those two to replace them. They should be the same as stock, just a little bit shorter. And I'll explain why here in a bit. And that's going to be all the extra hardware that we need. Now, I'm going to go ahead and explain a little bit with the bracket. Yeah, guys, so as you can see, this kind of covers it from using a normal ratchet. So we're going to need a shorter one. For what reason? Because it won't fit through here. Because the stock one is longer, so it won't clear that. This one clears it perfectly. And then now this goes to the car, and then the other one is not exposed, or it's more exposed, so you won't have this. So you can use a normal ratchet, aka the stock bolt does work. So this is the reason why we got these. And now I'm going to show you the theory behind the seatbelt buckle. All right, so for the seatbelt buckle, you can use your stock one. That's one of the things you can do, or you can buy some on eBay, or why not. And I actually bought some on eBay to not use my stock one, but it looks like it's getting delayed. It's been about 2 weeks and it's still not here. I'm getting impatient. So if it's not here by tomorrow, I'm just going to use my stock ones, and might as well show you how to do that as well. So now everything is ready. The seat is ready to go and be put on the car. Now what we have to do is take out the old seats, put the new seats, and everything should be good. So I'll see y'all at the actual installation. Alright, guys, well, this is the installation portion. As you can see, I already removed the first seat and I already vacuumed. With that being said, the first thing we're going to do, remove that bolt. That's a T50 and a T50 right there. And that's the only bolts that you need to take out for the seat. After that, we slide it out from the hooks and the seat is out. And I'll just show you how to remove the harness. So right now, you're just going to see me taking these bolts.
Losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the black.
Right, so right here you're gonna find this tab. Put your screwdriver in there and pull it out. See it? That's the tab. Finish pulling it out, and then you could just disconnect the connection. That's the tab I was talking about. Pull it out, disconnect. Alright, guys, so as you guys saw, we're going to take this one. It's again a T50, so use the same one. And I did have to buy a different one, a skinnier version, because the other ones were too thick for this stock one. So keep that in mind, and I'll leave a picture right now of the dimensions of this one for the stock seatbelt buckle. So we just need to get rid of this little plate. Alright, now once you get rid of this little metal piece, you can take this one out, and then we're going to slide in our new one right in. And this is the hardware I chose for that. So I'm going to put a washer. It's gonna go like this, then the bracket, and then the other washer, and then a locking nut on this one, having it like that. So that's how this seat belt's gonna be installed. Let me show you how it looks when it's already done. And alright, well, this is what we're looking for. You see, it's tightened up, but it gives you a little bit of wiggle from this little wire, I guess. But this itself, it's already sturdy. So now we're gonna go ahead and do the next one, and then we're gonna be ready to install. And everything should be pretty much straightforward. Now we just gotta put 2 more bolts and we're done. Alright guys, well, as you can see, lines up perfectly in there. This one does too. Now we just need to bolt those 2 on, and then I'll have to go through some details, important details about this installation. But for now, let's just go ahead and put those 2 screws back in. And alright guys, well, this is what you see once you have it installed. Installation is complete. So there you go guys, this is the installation portion. Now next, I'm going to go over through some details that you need to know before you do this seat conversion or swap. And alright guys, well, there you go. That's going to be the unboxing and the installation for these bad boys right here. As you can see, they look amazing. So now I am going to have to make 2 parts for this video because it's going to be way too long. I started editing and all that, and it's just going to be way too long, and I still haven't covered the final review and the things you need to know. So I just decided this is going to be labeled as part 1. Part 2 is going to be up as soon as this video's up. So part 1 and part 2, there's no waiting. Just go ahead, I'll leave it at the end of this video, click on it, and you go to part 2. So for now, I'm just going to go ahead and close this video. Over there, you're going to find the things you need to know and the final review. So don't forget to like and subscribe. If you're enjoying this video, go ahead and follow me on Instagram. You're going to find a lot of extra content that sometimes you won't see on YouTube, or you can get early access to the mods that are coming into the videos. So without further ado, catch you on the second part.